La 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 da 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 dum. Hey hey hey, all you hip chicks and hip cats. Let's get started. It's so good to see you. And Marianne is already here. I'm going to talk to you all over there later in a minute. And right now I'm going to say Anine Boujou, Catherine M. Thompson, Indigenous, Gawin in Ingi Kengdazu in Dudum. Had that all practiced. St. Thomas, Ontario, in Dunjaba, Megwa, Burlington, and Dinda, Indi Kanu Amage Ego, Anishinaabe Moan Nungo. And I'll explain that later. We acknowledge that this event sits on the treaty territories of the Mississauga of the credit. I should say right from the beginning. Cat's Meow sits on the treaty territory of the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation and Six Nations of the Grand River, as well as the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe Nation, Haudenosaunee, and Wendat confederacies, and the lands of many other Indigenous people who passed through or called or still call this land their home. This territory is part of the Dish with One Spoon Treaty, an agreement between the Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, and allied nations to share and care for the resources around the Great Lakes. In making this statement, I acknowledge and honor that these lands carry the wisdom of the ancestors whose spirits, the truth of the lives that were taken and the agreements that were broken, and the wisdom of ancestors whose lives, who live on in the spirit, tongue-tied, whose spirits live on in the soil, animals, and vegetation. In stepping on this land, we acknowledge and we seek both forgiveness and permission from these ancestors with the agreement that we have the responsibility to honor and respect all who are here now and all who have yet to come, recognizing that in many ways these lands remain restricted from teachings, resources, and development in partnership with Indigenous people. We're grateful for the opportunity we have to live, to receive gifts from, to work on, and to benefit from this land. So that brief Anishinaabe Moan intro that I read, I told you I was taking beginner. It's actually beginner Ojibwe, or it could be, or it's Anishinaabe Moan. It's kind of means the same thing. And I was doing, fine with the classes, and then it was really kind of strange. Some things came up at my end, and I had to miss some classes, and then there were things at the other end. And there are makeup classes supposedly going through to July, so I'm hoping that they'll be on this week. And what I was saying was that, as you all know, I'm Catherine Mary Thompson, singer-songwriter and poet. So it was Catherine Mary Thompson. Catherine M. Thompson is my name. I don't know my clan. St. Thomas, Ontario is where I come from. I live in Burlington, and I'm learning Ojibwe language now. So it was nice that I was able to I just muffled up that one bit pretty badly. So it's great to see you, Marianne and Susan. I'm so glad you're here. And you know what? Don't worry if you kitchen it later. That's just fine. This is kind of work time for people. And today is Memorial Day in the States. Like we had our Victoria Day weekend last weekend, and now they're having their Memorial Day weekend and holiday. And in fact, one of my mentors just finished doing a live from 3 to 3:30, which I just didn't have time to watch. But yeah, it's totally fine. So great that you're here, ladies, and I'm so glad that this live chat is showing up. But I have people that have to watch later. It's not an issue, really. So it's the last Monday in May, and gardens. Our traditional time to start making gardens, as you two know, is 24th May weekend, and I haven't even started the vegetable garden yet, but I'm hoping to do that to the end of this week. I'm going to make it really way smaller than it was last year. It's still a crazy size for the two of us, and but I've harvested asparagus and and rhubarb. We've had lots of stewed rhubarb. I haven't made anything with it yet. I've shared it with some people because of a big patch. So there's a heat warning today. It is hot here, but we've got sunshine. I think this has got to be the first Monday, one of very few Mondays this year so far when I've actually had sunshine at the time I'm doing this Cat's Meow. So I'm going to do some songs. I'm not doing any poetry today, but I'm going to just do songs that refer to gardens. And however, we are starting with Swing Daddy because, of course, that's my theme between Mother's and Father's Day. And you know, you all enjoy it. And so, hold on. I shall find this. I got to make sure that that isn't on. Yeah. I thought I put it on airport, but I guess not. I know what I didn't do. Sorry, guys. I forgot this last time, too. This is so strange. I got to go to settings and make sure that the goes to sleep thing it's the auto lock. I've got to put it on never from 4 minutes, or otherwise it's a stop in the middle of a song. Or maybe it won't, but that's my paranoia. Okay. So let's take it away with Swing Daddy.
Swing Daddy, swing, swing Daddy, swing Daddy, swing.
Daddy was a bassman in a swing band in the dirty 30s, dark depression days. They played dance halls in Hamilton, Muskoka dance pavilions. He played that upright at the old Palais.
Swing Daddy, swing.
His bass rode high up on the band car rooftops. And late one night the wind was blowing fierce. It threw his case into the ditch, smashed that fiddle all to bits, and Daddy waved goodbye to his career.
Swing Daddy, swing.
The 30s taught Daddy's love. Make good with what you got. You can do what you have to do to see it through. If you swing, Daddy, swing, swing, Daddy, swing, thump that rhythm, dance all night and day.
Swing, swing Daddy,
Swing, Daddy, swing, swing, Daddy, swing, play that bass and chase those blues away. So Daddy took the reins up on a bread truck, delivered to the stores that Daddy Mama ran. He'd been out dancing with her pals, heard him swing those big dance halls. He bought a book of matches and love began. Then Daddy drove the railway locomotives all up and down the New York Central line, while Mama cooked and Mama sewed. They built up a loving home, half a dozen children strong and fine.
swing Daddy, swing.
The 30s taught Daddy's love. Make good with what you got. You can do what you have to do to see it through. Swing Daddy, swing, swing Daddy, swing, thump that rhythm, dance all night and day.
Swing, swing Daddy,
Swing Daddy, swing, swing Mama, swing, play that bass and chase those blues away. Well, in the end, he was a labor leader when he was 62 at a railroad union dues. They let him sit in for a set. Daddy hadn't lost it yet. He played that bass the way he used to do. That's Malcolm Connor sitting in for Daddy. Well, now you've heard the story of our family, and every single word of it is true. Daddy was a spaceman, swinging in a swing band, and Dad was so glad.
hey,
I was so busy.
swing Daddy, swing. Swing Mama, swing.
Thump that rhythm, dance all night and day.
Swing, swing Daddy,
Swing, Daddy, swing, swing, Mama, swing, play that bass and chase those blues away. those blues. Play that bass and chase those blues away.
Swing daddy, swing, swing daddy. Swing daddy, swing, swing daddy.
Swing daddy, swing, swing daddy, swing. Swing daddy, swing. Well, that was, fun to do. It was a bit muffy, but that's okay. So I want to ask you something, because one of the things that Tara keeps stressing, this is my mentor for performance and singing, is that, I end up looking at myself because it seems to make sense to me, but I'm supposed to look at the green light. So now I'm looking at the green light, which is the camera light, and now I'm looking at myself. I mean, I'll do it without putting my head up. Light, self. Anyway, I can't get it. So Sue says, loves your garden. I caught last week's show later in the week. That's fine. No worries. Marianne, nice to see you as well. This is raising my spirits. Good. Can you point out who is who in the family photo? And Malcolm is awesome. He is. There is a jazz trio, as far as I know, it still exists, which is Malcolm Connor, Jared Goldman. I know that the drummer has changed, so Jared's not there anymore. There's another drummer, and Christopher Weatherspoon on sax. I heard them play and went, they're the guys I want. So Alistair Bradley, who is another one of my mentors from a song studio, I asked Alistair, he's a wonderful jazz pianist, and so he played piano, and then Chris added some jazz guitar and stuff, or just guitar, and other various things, finger snaps and claps and all that stuff. So you want to know who is who in the family photo. Okay, Marianne, I will do that. If I get the photo up, I'm going to get on the right side of it. All right. Okay, here we go. So this was for my mother and father's 40th wedding anniversary. We had a big party because we knew Dad was getting pretty fragile. And as it turned out, he passed away about, I don't know, not long after that, a couple of years maybe. Certainly did not make it to the 50th. So Dad is in the middle, of course. My mom is on the upper right. I don't know how can I do this finger? Oh, that's weird. You know what? I'm going to move this over to the other side because I can't do that. All right, there we go. So I'm going to come over. Yeah, I come over this side. There we go. So Mom is, I can't point in front of the picture, of course. What am I doing? This is crazy. So, all right, you can see Mom, all right? There. You can see Mom. She's on the upper, hopefully on your left, because unless they've done something strange. All right. In the middle at the top is Evelyn. She's, I'll go do this. Over on the right, in the light green, is Jean, my oldest sister. Then Mary in the purple, bluish purple. Then Evelyn in a dark, deep purple. So they're my three oldest sisters. They were called the three big shavers. What the heck? And of course, Jean and Mary are both gone now. They both passed away in 2020. Nothing to do with COVID. I'm here in black because, I never got the memo. I just went out and bought something, and it was black. And their 40th wedding anniversary is ruby. That's the thing for 40th. So, but there you go. So that's me looking at Dad. And then down on the right side in the dark blue is Helen, whom some of you know because of her work as an actor and a director and producer. And she's busy getting ready to direct something in Paris, France right now, which is very cool. And this is my youngest sister, Margaret. And Margaret is a nurse and a researcher, and she does all kinds of stuff in nursing, but of course she's retired as well. So that's all of us, and thanks for asking, Marianne. I haven't done that for a while, so I'll go back here. And also, Marianne, I wanted to tell you, this is what I wanted to tell you. the Swing Daddy mug is in the works. I haven't got it in my hands yet, but thanks to you. And I've put a note in my store on my website that you can order using info@catherinemthompson.com. And they'll be $15 plus tax, so that makes them $16.95. Shipping included until Father's Day. Orders that come after Father's Day, I will have to charge shipping because the shipping will eat up anything that I make on those mugs up until then. But I think it's such a cool idea. And we're working on a couple of different patterns, but I have a place that promises to do them quickly. I just hope they're good mugs. And I haven't looked anything further than that, so that'll keep me busy this week. And yeah, so I'll add a photo of them as soon as I have one. And I thank you for that, Marianne, so much, because that gets my merch started. And in fact, yeah, I'll talk more about that later. So I'm going to do a song that I did last year at this time, which is, I suppose it's a cover, but it's so odd when you're doing songs that are like, they're not in the public domain. I'm sure they're still copywritten, but it feels as if they're so old that they should be, but that's okay. So this is English Country Garden by Jimmy Rogers. This song goes through my head every year when I start seeing the flowers blooming and the big bumblebees in the wisteria and things like that. I'm just going to get a drink. I had tea earlier, but I'm getting some ginger ale because it is hot. How many kinds of sweet flowers grow in an English country garden? I'll tell you now of some that I know, and those I miss you'll surely pardon. Daffodils, heartsease, and phlox, meadowsweet and lazy lady smocks, gentian, lupin, and tall hollyhocks, roses, foxgloves, snowdrops, forget-me-nots in an English country garden. How many insects come here and go in our English country garden? I'll tell you now of some that I know, and those I miss you'll surely pardon. Fireflies, moths, and bees, spiders climbing in the trees, butterflies that sway on a cool, gentle breeze. There are snakes and stings and creepy things in our English country garden. How many songbirds fly to and fro through our English country garden? I'll tell you now of some that I know, and those I miss you'll surely pardon. Bobolink, cuckoo, and quail, tanager and cardinal, bluebirds, larks, thrush, and nightingale. There is joy in the spring when the birds begin to sing in an English country garden. Robins, don't forget the robins. Robins, don't forget the robins. So, that's just a song that will not stay out of my head. And I wanted to tell you also that I'm so glad that you let me know, because I've discovered that there is a studio thing that you can do in YouTube to make the live link, the live chat link work. I hope so. I think it's worked. I just don't know whether this is now. It's supposed to show up in the video later. I don't wonder if a weird thing happened. I don't know if I mentioned it earlier. I used the Columbine photo for Columbine and Forget-Me-Nots photo for my cover, but when it flipped to YouTube, YouTube had put my banner in instead, and so it might have been a type of photo, not a JPEG, but an HEIC or something that they couldn't deal with. So that's why I popped it back on as soon as I started. So the restream continues to baffle me, and it's mostly because I don't have the time to get down and study it properly and do it. But my mentor, Tara Brusky, has a lesson on how to use Restream, so I'm going to try to get through that this week. And I have mailed the email. I did email the website members, and the same link that got you here will take you to the video. It always works that way. Anytime I've posted I'm going to do a live, then that link will take you to YouTube. I don't know if it'll work on the other channels once I get the Restream sorted, but it should do. So I also wanted to let you know that as much as I wanted to do the Cat's Meow like every Monday, and I had it on my events list and my website up to the end of June because I wasn't sure what the summer looked like yet. However, some personal demands and family commitments and things have arisen, and so it's unpredictable. I know I can't do a Cat's Meow next Monday, so it won't be on Tuesday either probably, but probably Wednesday, and I probably won't set it up. I'll send a message out on the weekend, and then I won't set up the actual eCam until I'm sure, like, when I'm going to be able to go live. So, you know, anyway, that's just how life goes, as it goes. You're going to order some already. Woo, that's neat. Yay, Marianne. That'll be, I don't know if I should give you a little, I got to give you a little notice on things when I put that up. I think I have done a couple of times, but anyway, I've got 2 songs that refer to gardens, and my song of the season on Celtic Cat, and my protest song on Wildcat, and I'm going to do Breathtaking Gown from Celtic Cat. It's not really gardenish, but it's kind of, you know, the song of the seasons and how we're changing from spring into summer, and it mentions blossoms and that, but it's not, and leaves and grasses. Where is it? Trees in the orchards are bursting with blossoms. Birds have returned, and their songs fill the sky. Fields are fresh turned, and the grasses are green. Time for the planting, for springtime is nigh. All dewy the dawnings, all misty the mornings. The sun sets in glory each night o'er the town. Each sign speaks of summer, whispers it's coming, while nature greets life in a breathtaking gown. All dewy the dawnings, all misty the mornings. The sun sets in glory each night o'er the town. Each sign speaks of summer, whispers it's coming, while nature greets life in a breathtaking gown. That lie fallow are purple with aster. Grasses have dried and stand golden and brown. Corn streamers rustle, all crisp in the breezes. Fall is at hand, and the leaves are come down. All clear are the dawnings, fresh are the mornings. The sun sets in glory each night o'er the town. Each sign speaks of winter, but speaks with such splendor that nature greets death in a breathtaking gown. All clear are the dawnings, all fresh are the mornings. The sun sets in glory each night o'er the town. Each sign speaks of winter, but speaks with breathtaking gown. I've always loved that arrangement that Chris did because it reminds me so much of Minuet. I was not a good dance history student at York, but we did do some Baroque dance at one point or another, and I did learn how to do the minuet, so it just kind of feels very dancey to me. So all of my songs, by the way, are available, if you don't know this, on all your platforms, so add them to your library, playlist, downloads, purchase, and definitely share. It is so helpful in so many ways. And I'm going to talk to you a bit about the website, although I'm not quite sure why. I have to refer to my script here. So website, yes. You guys have joined my mailing list, which is great. Anybody else who watches now or later, please do join the website mailing list and share the URL. I put the link to every Monday Live on the event list. Now, it lists them all as if it's today, but I change that every week as they come up. You can buy my CDs in my store, and merch. Marianne's suggestion of a Swing Daddy mug is on the way, as I said. Plus, I did a Rock Your Merch webinar, which gave me lots of other ideas: masks, cups, pins, like stickers, and pins. Yeah, I did say that. Posters. I don't know about posters, but at any rate, any suggestions are very, very welcome. And let me get out of here and see where we're going next. Right. So I'm going to share a song now, which has never been recorded, and in fact, it's kind of a very rough draft in a way. And it's about a farm in Australia. It needs lots of work, but I love the imagery. So here we go. And it's called This Piece of Earth. Revel in the glory of this beautiful... Oh, boy. I have to start that again, and I got to start it by wetting my whistle. Revel in the glory of this beautiful place, this piece of earth, this piece of earth. Look across the meadows rolling down from your feet, this piece of earth, this piece of earth. In the morning, calves and cattle dot the grass black on green. Wrens and swallows dart about too quickly to be seen. The barking of the dogs, the singing of the frogs let you know you're in a beautiful place. So revel in the glory of this beautiful place, this piece of earth, this piece of earth. Look across the meadows rolling down from your feet, this piece of earth, this piece of earth. Beyond the misty hills rise up to softly kiss the sky. The setting sun paints colors that will almost make you cry. The ponds and dams gleam bright. The world sinks into night. You sigh with wonder at this beautiful place. This farm sits in the highlands of Australia, but you can find a spot that's much the same. Look around and see what's there. Gifts of Mother Nature's care, and know you're in a beautiful place. Sit down outside your door for a quiet cup of tea. Look around and see what's there. Are there flowers in your garden or birds in the trees? If the sky above is blue and bright or stars are shining in the night, you'll find around you such a beautiful place. So you can revel in the glory of this beautiful place, this piece of earth, this piece of earth. Look across the meadows rolling down from your feet, this piece of earth, this piece of earth. There is glory in this beautiful place. So I don't know if we'll ever do anything. Hey, Joseph, nice to see you. I don't know if I'll ever do anything with that song. And again, it's not really specifically about gardens, but just about that sense of gardens and nature and your own surroundings. Because, most people, even if they live in an apartment, they have a few potted plants out on their balcony. And it's just, there's something wonderful about growing your food, for one thing. And let's see what else I want to do. So you can PayPal me tips. Oh goodness, my mailing email list got real small there for some reason or other. There we go. Let's see. So you can PayPal me. It's paypal.me/Catherine M. Thompson. If you want to tip me or make a donation, like I said, we're talking about some stuff. I have to tell you that before I go, in terms of releases and that. And my final song, which I chose for the garden references, is also I'll talk to you about that in a minute, because I do want to tell you that what I'm going to sing next is "Put Down the Guns," and I chose it for the garden references for today. But I also I got a call from Chris on Friday, and he is suggesting that we release it as a single. Now, I thought once you had an album release that you couldn't really do a release of a single, but he said, oh, absolutely, he can. He releases his as singles all the time. And which is okay, but what I'm struggling with is where, because I have to move a couple of singles from 2020 out of Spin Up onto CD Baby. Spin Up is changing, so that has to move. So I'm sort of going, okay, well, why wouldn't I just do a single release on CD Baby? Well, here's the reason why it might not work. CD Baby is one of those big organizations. So when you put in a ticket, as I've done, or request help, because their bot only says you can release a single and then an album. So I want to release a single from an album, which would have new cover art, and we're beginning to talk about how we can somehow put a YouTube video together for it as well. So so that should be coming up soon. But like I said, I have some very serious personal demands and commitments to meet over the next little while. So it's timely, Marianne, that's for sure. And the reason, I wrote it a few summers ago because of the growing gun violence. And we've got that again happening in Toronto. There's carjackings and they're starting to get guns involved with that. And then, of course, I began to sing it on these shows because of Ukraine. But most recently, the terrible, terrible tragedies of the mass shootings in the USA. And, so much stuff leaks over the border to us, including guns, that it's just terrifying that something terrible would happen. And, a man was shot and killed in Toronto by the police because he was near a school and he was carrying what looked like a rifle, which I'm not sure it was actually a rifle or if he had any ill intent, but, we gotta make sure this doesn't happen here. So this is for Buffalo and for Uvalde, Texas, and I'm going to do Put Down the Guns. Tara, hey, far out. That's just great. Tara Brusky down there, folks, she's a fabulous mentor for performance and singing and stuff, and I'm a bad student, so, but she doesn't mind, I guess. So I'm going to do that for today's the end of today's Cat's Meow, and I will see you next week sometime, not on Monday, but probably Wednesday. I will post it. Get on my mailing list, but I do post it all over the place. It's a lovely march. You see the black cards. Bring back flower children, bring back the sun. With peace and joy and harmony, a blossom for each gun. We marched for civil liberties, we marched to stop the war. It's time to turn this world around as we have done before. Put down the guns, people, put down the guns. Grow a garden full of harmony and love for everyone. Put down the guns, put down the guns. Put down hatred and put down the guns. Choose to love and not hate, make peace, not war. A garden full of harmony will rise up at your door. Reach out to your neighbors, love each and every one. The only way to make a change, put down the guns. We can stop the killing, each person must be willing, but it can start with just one. So put down the guns, people, put down the guns. Grow a garden full of harmony and love for everyone. Put down the guns, put down the guns, put down hatred, please people, and put down the guns. Love one another, put flowers in the guns, put down the guns, put down the guns. Love one another, put flowers in the guns, put down 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 the guns. Hey, you know, it's a really simple message repeated many, many times in the songs. And Marianne's saying, oh, this has to be released as a single. Talk to Helen. A video would be awesome. Well, Helen's in Paris directing right now, so I don't think that's going to happen. But I have other contacts. I have other videographers that I can help, and I've got, you know, any cost now can be covered by the money that I put aside for the videos. And if another artist covered it, would it get around that rule? Oh, I don't think, you know, it's just a weird thing because people do it all the time. They take something from an album and they release it as a single. It's just the more common way is to go single album. So because there's going to be such a long wait for CD Baby to finally get back to me and make that possible, I mean, I don't know how I'm going to do it. I have to be able to talk to somebody there because there's complications. Chris is suggesting SoundCloud Pro, which he is starting to release on, but my SoundCloud is a mess. So I don't even know if that's possible. Reverb Nation is actually a kind of a neat thing. I don't do much on Reverb Nation except, you know, respond to like, if they say, well, for $15 you can be on this, it's like a promoted playlist. You know, I'll take them up on that because it's reasonable and it's, you know, goes out and I've got quite a few followers there. So it'll probably be, I don't know, it'll either be SoundCloud, Reverb Nation, or CD Baby. And my time is limited. But what I would love to help produce it. Oh, cool, Marianne. If you're into that, yeah, I'll get in touch with you privately. We'll see. because of my complications this week, it's going to be hard to get anything done. But and Joan Prouse, who is Chris's wife, who is a videographer, she's like up to her eyeballs doing stuff. Oh, thanks, Terry. I hope everything went well. I'll check out your live, and happy Memorial Day down there, or whatever you say for Memorial Day celebrations. Okay, bye-bye. Yeah, anyway, I'll let you know all about it later. I'm just wanted to tell you that it was in the works, and it is going to be coming as a thing, and it might end up, well, it looks like it's going to end up being the first new music video that I have. But I will get in touch with Marianne. Thank you so much. I'll see you next week sometime. Bama P, I'm going to go. I got some stuff I have to do. Can a radio station pull it off the album? Oh, yeah. My albums are all out there. All the tracks are there, are available. And so they can either pull it off the album, or if Marianne, if you get me if you're thinking of a specific radio channel, like radio station, if you send me a connection, like an email or whatever, to the show you're thinking of, or you can simply, it depends what they want, whether they want a WAV file or MP3. But yeah, cool, that would be great. If you think of anything, you sound like you're really with it. I know you're heavily into the politics, but that's coming up on June the 2nd. Yeah, the 3rd is another date for us. Guys, I really have to go. I'd love to stay longer, but I got to go do some stuff. So this has been wonderful. Thank you so much. Great. Lots of ideas and discussion. I love it. And thank you guys for coming, and thank you to anyone who watches later. Bye-bye.